If you're a complete beginner and have been thinking about flipping furniture as a side hustle and didn't know where to start, then this video is for you. I'm Michael, and behind the camera is Ellie. We are the Bill Paying Hobbyists. We're using our hobbies and skill sets to pay off our credit card debt and to hopefully save up towards a house. If you are new here, please subscribe and join us on our journey. Hey, I forgot. Stick around to the end for the best part, where we do our numbers. Today we're going to do a furniture flip. This is our first furniture flip, and we're so excited to take you on the process to show you how we flip furniture for profit. We heard this is a great way to contribute towards our 2021 financial goals. Let's get started. Ellie and I are both furniture artist enthusiasts. Both Ellie and I are furniture artist enthusiasts, and we can't wait to try our hand at flipping furniture. My mom already found us a twin bed frame, and I just found this nightstand on Marketplace for $25. We plan on pairing them together to make a bedroom set. Let's go take a look.
So this is the bed frame that we got from Michael's mom. It was free. You can see the bed is painted and it's going to need more prep work than the nightstand. We'll start by cleaning both pieces with Dawn to really get all that grease and dirt off. Then we'll scuff sand the nightstand and sand down past the wax on the bed. So let's go.
We're excited to start. This is our first time flipping furniture, so we want to bring you along from start to finish. Both of these items are used, so we're going to clean them up before we start doing anything. We don't know what's on them from previous owners, so we're basically just going to use some warm water and Dawn dish detergent. Dawn should work through that grease and dirt and any grime that's in there and all the little nooks and crannies. Before we start any cleaning, we need to take the drawers out and take the drawer knobs off. Oh, look, we got some goodies. Everything good? Yeah? Good boy. Okay, so we wiped everything down with our warm water and Dawn solution. Now we're just going to wipe it down with clean water and get all the soap off. When wiping it off, we found a little bit of water damage here on the bottom. So we're going to research the best way to repair something like that without having to take the whole nightstand apart. Okay, everything's clean, so now we're going to sand. We're just scuff sanding. We're going to take the smooth off so that the paint can adhere to it. With the bed itself, we may have to sand a little bit more to get through the wax. That's our next step. Let's go. Now we're going to start priming the bed frame. We're going to use some Kills 2. It's a water-based. This is the water-based Kills. As the primer, hopefully will coat very well. Normally does. And this is our 2-inch angled Whiz synthetic paintbrush that we're using. That's what we like to use. We spent last night priming up the bed frame, getting it all primed, and we're let it dry. Now we're gonna sand it down. It's a very fine sanding block, made by 3M. We're gonna do a very light sanding. We wanna get rid of all the little brush strokes in here. You wanna do that in between each coat of paint to make sure that you don't get all these lines because they're ugly. And we'll put another coat of primer on here, and we'll get a coat of primer on that. Let's go. Now I'm just using a lint-free rag to get as much dust off as possible. You don't want any dust on it when you're putting another coat of paint on it. Doesn't help. We have everything set up so that we can get our second coat of paint. And you're probably wondering why all the plastic. I convinced Ellie to use the sprayer. Now, 3 things I want to say. 1, we've had this sprayer for over a year. We've never used it. I just took it out of the box and put it together. 2, my garage door is open. It's the only mask I have. I'm going to wear it. You should always wear a mask when you spray. Little particles of paint you don't want to inhale. and it's windy today, so we're doing it inside. And 3, if you have a pet, do not spray with your pet in the area. We're gonna put Shop Dog in the house when we spray. All right, a couple things. It comes with one tip. This is a .015, I believe is what it said. I'm gonna learn how to use it. I don't know which way is vertical, which way is horizontal. We don't know yet. You gotta do some priming things. When you put your hoses together, make sure you use wrenches and make them tight. Don't over tighten them or you'll strip it out. But you need to tighten it with a wrench because you don't want to have a leak. Definitely don't want a leak here. So we're gonna hook it up and follow the instructions on how to prime it and see what happens. We're gonna be using Kills, another coat of Kills to get this done. It says you dilute like a gallon of Kills with about 1.5 cups of water. We're gonna do a different method. I'll explain as we go along. If you don't have a sprayer just laying around like we do, the Wagner Pro 130M, you can get the same effect if you take your time, nice even coats, sand in between lightly, and take your time. Just have patience with it. There's no point in being in a hurry. You're supposed to be having fun with this. So light even coats, light sanding, take your time. You'll have to excuse the noise. My neighbor is making something out of metal. He loves doing that. There's a couple things you're supposed to do first before you use this. You got to prime it with water, prime it with your paint, and you get an overflow bucket. We were watching a video by Annie Sloan, and they were actually using an HVLP sprayer. This is an airless sprayer. Basically, you're going to mix water with your paint until like little worm, when it's really thick and you drip it back into the can, it gets little wormies in it. You mix water with it until those dissipate almost immediately. So let's see what we can do. Now if I stir this and then I pull my stir stick out, you see the worms? They actually disappear pretty fast. But it's pretty thick. We're gonna add some water to it anyway. Not a lot. This is water-based Kills, by the way, not oil-based. Oh, look at that. Gone immediately. That's what we want right there. According to Miss Sloan. Or Mrs. I don't know which.
We are following the instructions on how to prime the sprayer. Make sure you do the same for whatever product you're using. First, we're going to prime with the water. And then we pour the paint in. And we are ready to go.
Mask, earplugs, safety. Wear them. We got some really good coverage. We're gonna let it dry. I got some spots I'm gonna have to sand off. Thank goodness it's just primer, and that's how you learn. We'll flip it over after about an hour when it dries and do the other side. And lay out some more plastic.
Now, before we ever even pick up the sprayer for the nightstand, there's some pretty extensive prep work, which included taping and wrapping areas that we didn't want covered with paint. This sprayer puts out a lot of paint real quickly, and the butcher paper was perfect for protecting non-painted areas. We are so digging that smooth finish. Take a quick look at the difference between the first bed rail and the second bed rail. We had to pause to get more paint, so you can see now the first bed rail has only the first coat of painted on primer. The second bed rail has the second coat of sprayed on primer. Pretty cool, right?
After the first coat of primer, we had to sand down a few areas. They didn't look right. We filled them back in, we got them sanded down. My neighbor was walking by, He saw the machine we were using, said it was a little too big. He said we could borrow this. Doesn't even look like the box is open, so we get to test a new product along with the same video. See what it does.
Just like before, we're going to have to thin out the paint before spraying. Thank you, Miss Annie, because that worm method worked out really well. This is a Wagner home decor sprayer, and it is actually meant for smaller projects like painting furniture. We were really excited to be able to compare this hobby sprayer with the professional airless sprayer. Now, as always, you're going to start out with a test spray on the cardboard. You can see where we were testing out before. You're going to check for the pattern and flow of your paint. With that thumbs up, we are ready to go. Use slow, even motions, and be sure to cover 50% of the previous pass on your next pass. That way your cover is even. This sprayer is slower, has less pressure, and is so much easier to work with.
Onto the base coat, courtesy of the furniture flipping teacher. We're using some colors that she used, like this linen white. This is from Rust-Oleum chalk paint. We'll put links down on the bottom to her video. Yeah, let's see how we do.
As you will see in just a second, this sprayer puts out little dots. The heavier the spray, the bigger the dots. They level out and yet still leave a nice, even, slightly textured look. It kind of reminded us of rock, so we actually really liked it.
Okay, it's first thing in the morning. Our camera person forgot to hit record, so
yes, I did.
we are getting our first coat of aged gray on there. It looks beautiful. We're gonna let this dry. So one of the bad things about not having a dedicated space is you have to move your furniture around, and if you're not careful, you get little dings in it, like that one that we just had to sand down and put a little wood filler in. So not being careful and not having a dedicated space just added another hour to our time because we got to let that dry before we repaint it.
While we wait, this will be the perfect time to paint the knobs.
We finished up the knobs. Those are drying. They leveled out pretty well. Now I need to sand the little spot that I had to fill in. And then I'm going to use a foam brush to paint the little areas that we need to cover up. We have everything set up. We're going to do our final clear coat. We're getting that done. We're going to spray it on, and then we'll be finished with this furniture flip. We are going to use 2 coats. Make sure you remember to stir your clear coat. Don't just open a can and use it. Stir it. So the sprayer put on a lot of bubbles here. I'm a little concerned about it. There was a heavy coat. The sprayer put on a lot of clear coat. The bubbles worry me, so I may need to back brush this. So I'm gonna have to use a good synthetic brush and back brush it real quick to get rid of the bubbles. Very light. because I don't want to take off what I sprayed on. We're so excited. We got this. We got it to this point. We've got it staged. We're getting the pictures taken. We're going to post it on Marketplace. We're going to show you how we do that. We learned a lot doing this. This is our first flip, so we learned a lot, and so much so that we're actually in the process of making another video for Rookie Lessons Learned. So that might actually be a good title. Right after this, we're going to do the post, and we'll show you how you do that. We're at the final stages of our furniture flip. The next step, final step, posting on Facebook. So let's do that now. We go to Marketplace, Selling. We're going to create a new listing. Go to Items. We will add our photos. I got those 4 right there on my phone. We'll add our title, twin, bed, frame, with nightstand. All right, our price. We did some market research and we found these anywhere from $50 to $350. So we're going to list this one based on all the work we put into it and what we've used at $250. $250. We're going to change the category and we're going to scroll down to furniture. We're going to click on bedroom furniture and bedroom furniture sets. We're picking a bedroom furniture set because it's not just a bed frame and it's not just a nightstand. It's not a full set, but it is still a set. We have 2 pieces. Our description, we're going to add that in there. I've already pasted that. We're going through now. If you notice down here on the description, we've asked for a $50 non-refundable deposit. So that way, if someone is really, really interested, they're going to contact us. If they're not that interested, they're not going to contact us. They're just fishing and they want a deal on something, and that's not what we're interested in. We came down, we gave a twin bed color. In the headboard measurements, we're going to give them measurements of the headboard, the footboard measurements, the total length of the bed. We want to make sure that the people know that are interested, they want to know if it's going to fit in their house or in their space. So we need to make sure of that. The nightstand, we did the same thing and gave all the dimensions from there, and it is from a smoke-free home. So we got all that. We were going to add from a pet-free home, but we've got shop dogs, so we can't do that. Click on your optional details. We got a bed size, so it's a twin. It's not an XL, it is just a twin. And then the color, we'll just choose white because that's the main color of the entire thing. A bed type is panel, there it is. Scroll down to panel bed, we're good there. And optional brand, we don't need to list. We go to next. Now it's all together. We'll check everything to make sure it's right. And we're going to let buyers know you prefer door drop off to help reduce, personal interactions. Considering the climate, it just might make them feel better. And we'll put that in there and we hit publish and it is publishing. It is now active. We now have it published on Facebook. All right, it's numbers time. We live in Florida and it's like 100% humidity right now. It's been raining for 4 days. I'm not doing this outside, so we came inside. So we're gonna go over our materials and our time. Material-wise, these sprayers. We had the first sprayer, we've had that for about 6 months to a year, so that's free. The other one, our neighbor saw us and said that you are using a sprayer that's way too big. Try this one, it's never been used. We used it, we loved it. We asked him if we could buy it and knocked them down to about $30. So right now we're at $30. We also bought 3 cans of paint, the linen white, the aged gray, and we did buy clear matte. So those ran at about $17 a can. That's $51. We also bought the sandpaper that we needed. That was another $10. So that puts our cost at $91. Time, we're not going to count time on this one because it was our first furniture flip and we learned a lot. That experience is invaluable, so I'm not going to count our time on this one. That being said, the brushes, the tape, and the plastic, all of that, we've already had that for months. So that was free, we're not going to count it. That gives us total expenditures of $91. If we sell for $250, that will give us a profit of, if my math is correct, 91 from 250, that's $159. All right? Yep, that's right. If we sell it before the video, we'll do a little pop-in. We'll let you know. And we'll also keep you updated in the description. If something happens that we don't sell it before this video airs, we'll give you an update in our TWP. As always, thanks for watching. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. Every click counts and is so appreciated. Be sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified when new videos come out. If you're a complete beginner,